Edition of Underground Live with your boy bGrynch. I'm very glad to be here tonight as this is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. How you doing, IGTV? How you doing, Facebook? Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to start off with this. All right. How you doing, Sarah? Nice to see you. All right. When people fucking hate on you, they fucking hate on you really, really bad. All right, now I got haters because of the show, obviously, and when they want to fuck with you, boy, they will fuck with you. I'm doing very well, Sarah. Thank you for asking. I've had fucking people trying to ruin my fucking life. Now you're not gonna believe what fucking happened to me when just like a week ago I just found out about it. But do you know? Okay, there's an app called Grindr. It's a gay app for gay males. Well, someone made a account in my name, took pictures from my Facebook, and made an account for me. And actually, what's up, Orlando? How you doing, my man? Actually, took pictures of from my Facebook, made an account for me, and then took screenshots of it and put it on their fucking wall. And a friend of mine had to call me to tell me, and then it was taken down. Isn't that fucked up, Sarah? It's fucked up, Orlando, isn't it? And then someone went on to myreputation.com. It's like a background check, all right? And somehow or another, they were able to put that I'm a crack-smoking gaylord that sells drugs out of his house. And it has my brother's name on there. It has my son's name on there. That pissed me off. I was able to remove it, but I don't know what other websites it could be possibly on. Yeah, it is fucked up, Sarah, isn't it? It's fucking crazy. But I once had a stalker literally tried to fucking ruin my fucking life. Hey Heather, how you doing, sweetheart? Stalkers suck. All right, they say you're nobody until you have a stalker. Fuck that, dude. I fucking hate stalkers. Hi Heather, thanks. Speaking of gay, okay. What band have you loved, okay, that you are too embarrassed to tell people? Do you know? It took me all of about 3 seconds to figure that one out. Easily. The Backstreet Boys. They're fucking awesome, the Backstreet Boys. I would never want to admit that I fucking listened to them. I would really hate to admit that I actually bought their CD. But nevertheless, I did. It wasn't until after I heard them. You're right, Heather. Fuck that dumb person. I mean, it's only my reputation at stake. But no, fuck that dumb person. Fuck them all. I don't give a fuck. How you doing, Miss Christina Marie? Lovely to see you. I heard the Backstreet Boys on MTV back in the day sing a cappella, and those fucking guys could fucking sing their asses off. So, yeah, man, I went out and bought the CD. I enjoyed it. They had a couple good songs on there. That's my embarrassing band that I would never admit that I listened to, that I just admitted to all you guys for replays and all that stuff. Thank you, sweetheart. Check this out. Dr. Dre and Nick Cannon are hosting a Thanksgiving turkey handout in Compton. Yep, in Compton. Okay. It's going to be COVID friendly. Cars are going to line up behind each other, in a line, one by one, and turkeys are going to be given out to each car, nice and COVID safe. This way, Compton doesn't have to have the Guns for Turkeys promotion, because that's not COVID safe. That's what they do every year, turning your guns for, a turkey. So, yeah, they're not doing that this year. Speaking of turkeys, President Trump today pardoned the one turkey that does not get slaughtered on Turkey Day. He looked into the eyes of the turkey and he said, "I'm going to spare your life, turkey. You are granted a pardon." And all the other turkeys are fucked. And they probably want to beat that motherfucker up, because they're like, "We're going to die and you get to live like a fucking king." Where do they go, the turkeys? Probably back on a farm. Or did they actually move them into the White House? All I know is that Trump is going to be evicted fucking 2 hours after the inauguration of Biden. And that's just crazy. He's an evictee. I bet you fucking Trump never thought he'd ever be evicted out of anywhere. Well, guess what, partner? It's your turn. It's okay, Sarah. At least you're here now. Yeah, so this year I plan on having a great Thanksgiving with my family too. And it's going to be COVID friendly because it's going to be a virtual Thanksgiving. Yep, at tableside, I'm planning on us all having our laptops on a Zoom conference, and we're all going to enjoy Thanksgiving together. Yeah, should be quite good. Think about Thanksgiving. You know, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving last year, exactly 1 year ago, I was talking about my ex-girlfriend Brittany being homeless. Well, here's an update on her from exactly a year ago. She's still homeless. Not my girl, not my problem. That's all I'm saying. No, I am not a Biden supporter. I support nobody. I have no political opinion whatsoever, Sarah. I am an anarchist. I believe in anarchism. Not the chaos kind, but no, I do not believe in one government. So, no, I am not a Biden supporter, nor am I a Trump supporter. I support me, myself, living day by day, scratching off the fucking ground of the earth, fucking living by boots. By boots, people. No, I don't drive. I'm not going to leave my carbon footprint on this beautiful earth of ours. God, I remember when I was a kid, people used to throw their McDonald bags out their fucking window of their cars onto the fucking side of the street. You don't really see that much anymore, do you? No, not really. Yeah, so that's that. Fort Lauderdale, this is the time of year in Fort Lauderdale where they have the Fort Lauderdale Air and Sea Show, which is pretty dope. Millions of people actually show up to this event to watch all these cool ass airplanes fly over the ocean. And there's like, I guess when I was a correctional officer, there was 3 million people estimated to be on the Fort Lauderdale Strip and Fort Lauderdale Beach, walking around the streets and everything. So I had 10 inmates that I had working for me and like putting up barricades, and thank you, Sarah, putting up barricades and doing whatever I needed them to do. And when their job was done, they went back to the jail, and I was told I have to stay there and patrol like all the other normal officers because 3 million people on the fucking beach. So I'm walking, I'm doing my foot patrol, and this lady come up to me, and she's like, "Oh my God, officer, my son is gone. I was holding his hand, and then I had to let go of it for a minute, and he's gone." I looked at this lady, and I'm like, yeah, he's gone. Good luck finding him, too. How could you let go of your kid with 3 million people surrounding you? I was like, that was so fucked up. So I put it out in the description of the kid over the radio, and I start going towards the water where he was last seen. Now, mind you, there are 3 million people on Fort Lauderdale Strip and on Fort Lauderdale Beach. And I am stepping over hundreds of people on the beach to get to the water with my gun, like, being held in my hand in my holster so nobody could fucking grab it, all right? And fucking, I walk to the fucking, where the ocean line is, the sea line is, and I'm yelling out the kid's name, and I'm walking down the shoreline, and sure enough, man, I see the back of a kid wearing the same shorts that were described by the mom. So I'm screaming this motherfucker's name, and he ain't turning around. And I'm like, you silly motherfucker. I gotta go get this fucking kid. So I gotta go balls deep into fucking water in my uniform, okay, to find out that it ain't even the fucking kid. When the kid turned around, he didn't have no buck teeth like the lady said. His name wasn't Chris like the lady said. And I had to fucking stick around for the rest of my shift in wet fucking pants. Boy, did I get fucking laughed at. Everybody thought that was funny. I didn't think it was so funny. What I do think is kind of funny was when I crashed my car into the canal. I don't know, some of you might know the story, some of you might not. But, you know, I saved myself. I was soaking wet. I was in my uniform. And the first cop on the scene, when he saw that I saved myself, said, "Oh, man, why'd you do that? I wanted to jump in and save your life for you." And I'm thinking to myself, you're a stupid motherfucker, dude. Why would you want to jump in and get your fucking uniform wet and stand here while the investigation is going on in a wet fucking uniform? What are you, a dildo? Oh, man. I don't know if the girl was lying, Sarah. I have no idea. But yeah, cops in wet clothes, no good. It's no good to be wet in any fucking clothes. Gee fucking whiz. Yeah, so that's the Florida Air and Sea Show is being postponed anyway until after the pandemic. A COVID vaccine might be approved before the end of the year. Did you know that? Yeah, by December 11th, if approved, says Dr. Moncef Slough is his name, is confident that it may be that by May, it may be spoken in the past tense. COVIDed. We were COVIDed, quarantined, but we're not anymore. I guess you could just say COVID quarantined. Yeah. In the past tense. Hopefully that fucking shit is true, man, so we go on living our fucking lives again normally. You know? I mean, for crying out loud. Geraldo Rivera, who used to have a show like Jerry Springer, is now a Fox News personality. Okay? So, excuse me, sorry for the noise, IGTV. My fucking thing is not straight. And it's bothering me. It's not going to stay straight either. Sorry if you heard that. Anyway, fucking Geraldo Rivera was pretty much laughed at by his peers, his news peers, when he suggested that the vaccine for COVID should be called the Trump in honor of President Trump. Now, whether you think that's funny or not, to call a vaccine the Trump is kind of stupid. Because to me, the Trump sounds more like an illness than anything. Like croup, the Trump. Oh man, I feel like shit, dude. I've had the Trump for 3 days. Yeah, dude, that sounds like a fucking illness, not a fucking vaccine, not for a cure. Stupid. You guys know I love squirrels? Yeah, I love fucking squirrels. There's one that hangs out by my CVS that I always feed sunflower seeds to. It's quite entertaining to watch them with their little hands break open the fucking shell and eat it. So when I was feeding the squirrel last time, I asked him what he thought about the pandemic, and the fucking squirrel went nuts. Get it? Nuts. All right. A South Florida dude won $500,000. $500,000 off of a $5 scratch-off lottery card. A scratch-off. You know, when you do a scratch-off, you're expecting to maybe grab a $10 or a $5 return to buy another fucking ticket. Maybe if you're lucky, $20. This motherfucker capped $500,000 off a scratch-off. Lucky motherfucker. Could never happen to fucking me. My luck, I'll fucking do a $5 scratch-off and turn out fucking owing money to the lotto. I got no fucking luck. No respect, no fucking luck. It's crazy. My city of Coral Springs, even South Central Coral Springs, will now be offering residents free solar panels to run their homes. How fucking cool is that? They're even going to be giving people like $1,000 stimulus checks in order to do it properly. So this way, you don't have to fucking pay for your electricity no more. I don't know what the seems. My lips are not moving. I was told I have purty lips. And I do. Yeah, man. So I don't understand what the deal is with that. Not to use, natural resources for energy or to save on energy or what the deal might be. I'm a little ignorant in those parts. But, yeah, they want to start giving people free solar power. That's pretty cool. I actually used to own a solar-powered flashlight. And 10 minutes into the dark, that shit would go dead. And I'd get made fun of. Yeah. I used to get made fun of a lot, actually. Mostly for being Jewish in a part of town, in a neighborhood that only had 2 Jewish families. The other Jewish family used to get fucked. Really fucked with. They used to get swastikas fucking spray painted on their fucking house. The Rosenschweigs. But us Rubens never really got fucked with. But I got into a lot of fights being, a Jew. I just found out that I'm Brazilian. I'm a Brazilian fucking Jew, yo. Half my side, half my family is Brazilian, and the other half is Eastern European. How cool is that shit? That's probably why my cock is so big. Because I got a Brazilian fucking penis. I don't know. But speaking about bullies, have you ever been bullied? Have you ever met your bully in adult life? I wonder how that went, or how that would go anyway. I didn't really get bullied all that much when I was a kid, when I was growing up, because when I got into a lot of fights when I was young. That's not necessarily being bullied. I got into a lot of fights just for simply being Jewish. But so I learned how to fight at a very young age. By fourth grade, I was already wrestling, in an organization. And by sixth grade, man, yeah, there were no bullies fucking ever bullying me. I never got bullied through fucking high school or anything like that. Chances are, if you were to meet your bully as an adult and you hung out with them for a couple of days, they're like, oh man, I'm so sorry, that was fucking such a long time ago, blah, blah, blah. Chances are, after a couple of days of hanging out with them, in jest, they would start probably trying to bully you again. Like, they would think it was funny, where you'd be like, dude, stop being so fucked up. True. Now, I was never a fucking bully, but I kind of was a bit of a bully. See, in high school, well, it's really my whole life. I've always had a very sharp tongue, and I could cut people down with my tongue. But my thing was to give people nicknames. I'm a nickname guy. That's how I remember some people, by giving them nicknames. Now, for instance, when you shred on guitar, that means that you're fucking an awesome guitarist, like fucking Dimebag, like fucking Randy Rhoads, like Jimmy Page, like fucking Alex Skolnick. Like, you're a bad motherfucker. You shred on that guitar. So you shred. So I knew this kid named Tim when I was in high school. Little fucking 4-foot kid, skinny, all of about 60 pounds. And he sucked. He was in my guitar class. He sucked at guitar. So I nicknamed him Shredder. I'd be like, yo, what's up, Shredder? And he'd be like, thanks, man, until he realized that I was fucking with him. Then he didn't like me so much. Well, one day, we also had chorus class together. I'm sitting behind him, and this kid, he was very fed up with me by this point, calling him fucking Shredder. I never stopped. I'm ruthless like that. This kid behind me reaches over my shoulder and flicks fucking Shredder in the fucking ear. And Shredder stands up, turns around, and punches me right in the fucking face. And I was like in awe. I was in complete fucking shock. And I stood up, and I stuck my hand out to shake his hand. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, dude, I'm just glad I didn't flick your ear, dude. But I'm so glad to see you stand up for yourself, because you're a scrawny little twig. And you should have punched me in the face should I have been the one to flick your ear. But it wasn't me, homeboy. Now, I straight ruined some dude's life. All right? Well, not the high school that I graduated from, but my first high school that I came down to Florida in, there was this real skinny kid. Tall, lanky, fucking skinny kid. I think his name was Mike. So I nicknamed him Tough Guy, because this dude couldn't fight his way out of a fucking paper bag. So his name was Tough Guy. So that spread like fucking COVID. Everybody called this motherfucker Tough Guy. It ruined him to this day. I think the dude is like suicidal because people still call him Tough Guy when they see him. I wasn't expecting that to happen. He's a hairdresser. That's what I heard last. He's a hairdresser. He does the Tough Guy special. Anyway, yeah. Nicknames, man. That's what happens. Bullies, speaking of which, I'll tell you this real quick. When I first moved here to fucking Florida in 8th grade, I was in middle school, okay? This bully, he was the school bully, walks into fucking class with gum in his fucking hair. I'm straight out of New York, okay? Straight out of Long Island. And I got this thick New York accent. And by 8th grade, I'm already a New York State champion wrestler. I already have the second fastest pin in the fucking state of New York. And I'm a bad motherfucker. All right, so he comes in with gum stuck in his hair. He looks ridiculous. And he's all pissed. And I kind of look over to him. And all of his friends were in the class. And I look over and I start fucking laughing. It was fucking funny, yo. And he come over and he says, you shut the fuck up, man. You shut the fuck up. His name was Brian, too. You shut the fuck up, man. Turn around. Stop staring at me. So I'm like, all right, dude, no problem. So I kind of look at the corner of my eye. I see him again. I start fucking laughing again. So this motherfucker come over and pushes me while I'm sitting down. So I stand up and I'm like, yo, dude, you put your hands on me again, I'm gonna fuck you up. Now, straight talking, this guy's a bully, all right? He beats up everybody. He wasn't fitting on beating me up. He swung for my fucking head. Now, being a fucking incredible fucking wrestler, I ducked the punch, swung around to the backside, and suplexed this motherfucker. I brought this guy all the way above my head and slammed him backwards. All right? Now, you do that in wrestling on a mat, that shit hurts. Try doing it on a school floor made of fucking concrete. That shit hurt. So I spin drill around him, and I get him all fucking locked up because I'm a fucking incredible grappler. And he's yelling, get off me, get off me. And I'm like, yo, Bri, don't swing at me again, dude. Don't swing at me again. So I let him up and I push him away. And what does the motherfucker do? He swings at me again. So what do? I swear to God, this is God's honest truth. This story is absolutely true. I duck the swing around his back, pick his ass up by his fucking waist. I suplex him fucking even harder that time. Okay? Spin drill around him, lock him up so he's restrained, and I'm squeezing the fucking air out of him. And he's like, let me the fuck up. Let me the fuck up. And I'm like, Bri, don't fucking swing on me again. All right? Now, by this time, all of his friends in the class are surrounding us. And they're all looking in awe that this motherfucker's getting his ass beat by the new kid. Okay? So I let him up one more time. And what does this dude do? He swings at me again for a third fucking time. And what do? For a third fucking time in a row, I swing around his back, grab him by the fucking waist, pick his ass up, and I gave him the suplex of all fucking suplexes. I souped this motherfucker so fucking hard that he was crying. Let me up! Let me up! So by this time, I wasn't too afraid that he was going to swing on me again because he was literally crying. The bully that beat up everybody was crying. So I let him up, and he looks at me, and he goes, you and your pussy shit wrestling. And he walks out the fucking room. Now, it caused me a lot of problems that school year being the new guy with all the other students in the school. But mind you, the next morning, before school started, he walked up to me, and I was like, oh shit, dude, here comes round two. But he actually stuck his hand out like I did to the shredder. He stuck his hand out and shook my hand. I had gained his respect. And he was showing me respect for beating his fucking ass, just like I did with the shredder. So I thought that was quite cool. You know? Anyway, there's a group of people, including celebrities, that are showing off their quarantine beards on social media. Yep, they're showing how big their fucking beards have gotten and how fucking crazy their beards have gotten through this quarantine of ours. And Shaquille O'Neal has partaken in this quarantined showing of the quarantine beards. And he don't look so good. All right? Sometimes they say gray in the beard is like, looks distinguished and sophisticated. Fucking Shaq O'Neal, he looked like the fucking Bigfoot. That's all I'm saying. Like a motherfucking Bigfoot. Ugly ass fucking beard that guy has. Real fucking bad. Speaking of groups, in New York City, sheriff deputies closed down an underground swingers party. 25 orgy members were broken up in the middle of a sex act at Club Caligula. That's like the movie, Caligula. Yeah, of course. That makes perfect sense. Because everybody was fucking each other. 25 people having fucking sex. All right, some in an orgy, some one-on-one. The sheriff's department of New York City comes into, they're in Queens, and they fucking come busting in and they break it all up. And they also got in a lot of trouble because they were serving alcohol. But the reason why it was broken up is because it went against Governor Cuomo's 10 participant sex party law. In New York City, in the state of New York, there is a law that says you can only have 10 sexual participants at a time. Can you believe that shit? It's an actual fucking law. That's true, man. I'm not bullshitting you. And to be perfectly frank, if the 25 people would have been smart, they would have had like 10 people in the fuck fest and had 15 people off to the side waiting their turn, and they could swish out. You know what I mean? Like in hockey or in basketball or in football or in any sport. Just like sex. Sex is basically a sport. You'd be doing the same thing. You know, a group sport is an orgy. You use your cardiovascular system, your muscles, your stamina. I'm just saying. All right, let's get to the news. Let me take a quick sip of this. We'll get to the news and wind shit up, shall we? Yeah, like that's going to happen. An Oklahoma police officer comes to gunpoint in a standoff with an armed robbery suspect. All right? It wasn't until full backup arrived and de-escalated the situation that the only thing suspect was the smell coming from the officer. He shit himself, the officer, while at gunpoint. He thought he was going to get shot. And the guy actually fucking let out some duty into his pants. That's worse than me getting soaking wet at the Fort Lauderdale Air and Sea Show. He'll never live that fucking down. Unbelievable, man. What's the most disgusting thing you've ever smelled? Like, besides shit? Me? You're asking? Oh, definitely an unclean vagina. That's the worst smelling thing ever. I mean, if you want to talk about bad smelling shit, we're talking about fucking an unhygienic fucking vagina. Ladies, please do us all a favor. Whether you wear panties or you go pantyless, vaginal hygiene always is a must. Please. It's for your own good. That's all I'm saying. A Santa Monica Chinese employee at the restaurant Din Tai Fung was electrocuted to death out back of the restaurant when he decided to relieve himself, behind by the garbage dumpster. What he didn't realize was he was taking a piss. He was pissing on the ground to an exposed power line, a high voltage fucking power line. The electricity went right up the stream of his urine, electroshocking his penis and himself to death. Now, can you think of a more painful way to be killed than through your cock? I mean, for crying out loud, man. That's got to be awfully horrible for the 2 other seconds you're alive before your heart explodes. That's all I'm saying. Yo, not my cock, not my problem. This is really sad, actually, this next story. A cat attempts to save his master's life. Yep. In Ohio, Giddy the cat and his master, Ken Rogers, were confronted at gunpoint by a hoodlum, by a scoundrel, outside their house, okay? Getting mugged in daylight. Dude was probably tweaking or something. Dude lets off a fucking round, okay? And Giddy the cat literally jumped up in front of the bullet to save his master's life. And unfortunately, the bullet pierced right through Giddy and right through Ken. And they both died. Hit Ken right in the chest. Poor Giddy. Kenny Rogers, just like the country western singer. I just thought of that. I didn't think about that before when I was reading the article. Speaking of Kenny Rogers, this just comes to mind. Have you guys seen Kenny Rogers since his facelift? That motherfucker, he went and got himself a facelift, right? And it was so fucking botched. It was horrible. He looked like a fucking monster. That motherfucker should have went in hiding for a year at least after his fucking facelift. It was awful. Okay? And then, must have been about a couple months ago, I saw a picture of him. He don't look like the old Kenny Rogers, but he don't look bad like he used to. I'll tell you what, man. He should have definitely waited that recovery time out because that motherfucker looked awful. Awful, awful, awful. Last in the news, a New York man is beat up very bad by 2 transgender females after making fun of one's lipstick. Yes, this man made fun of a transgender female's lipstick and got his ass kicked by them both. Serves you right, motherfucker. Don't make fun of anybody, especially a transgender's lipstick. I'm assuming they take that shit very serious. Just saying. The core question of the week, people, as we wind this down, why do people with higher IQs suffer from mental illness? Well, maybe, because mental illness doesn't discriminate. Doesn't matter whether you have a high IQ or a low IQ. Like people will say people with low IQs are fucking dumb and retarded, like they suffer a mental illness. No, they just have low IQs and are fucking dumb and retarded. But it doesn't mean that they have a fucking mental illness. Einstein was bipolar or schizophrenic. John, what was his name? John Cash, I think it was, the professor at Harvard, I believe it was, or he went to Harvard. He got a Nobel Peace Prize. He was schizophrenic. He's one of the smartest guys in the world. So yeah, IQ has no protection for mental illness. You stupid motherfucker, whoever asked that fucking question. The quote of the week from my girl Miley B is, trying to give my nigga my heart and all of my throat. I wish I was her, man. You know what I'm saying? She's a fucking cool chick, man. She's super hot too, man. I'll tell you what. Trying to give my nigga my heart and all of my throat. God bless her. I actually, when I saw that, another post of her, I basically told her that I was going to start rubbing batches out to her posts. She got a kick out of it. Yeah. Thursday night, Underground Live Radio airs 8 p.m. on the Underground Live Radio page or on YouTube at bGrynch Live. So catch that live on either the Underground Live Radio page on my Facebook page or on YouTube on bGrynch Live. Catch my new podcast every couple of days on my Anarchy Media Presents page. Now, I have an Anarchy Media Presents page that you can go on, like right now, listen to I got 8 episodes done already. And I come out with them every couple of days. But you could actually go on Spotify, Anchor FM, Breaker, Google Cast, Podcast, Radio Public, or Castbox, and just search Anarchy Media Presents. And you'll see my logo come up. And you can listen to my podcasts. They're kind of like this show. Anyway, you can check them out, over the week or whatnot. And with that, folks, it is my time to say farewell. I am so happy that you guys tuned in. Thank you very much. And share this fucking video, man. My numbers last week were bad, man. Were bad. It was bad. I don't get it. I don't want to get it. I just want to get my numbers back up there. But thank you for tuning in. And this is your boy bGrynch saying, yo, keep it real. Love each other. Peace. Kill that motherfucker right there and say bye-bye to you guys.